All right, what's going on, Conscious Crew? It's your favorite breakdown commentator. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. You already know what we're here to get into. Before we do so, go ahead and thumbs up the video until it's absolutely stuck. You guys know that thumbing up the video not only helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. So when you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another Conscious Crew member. So whether you're part of the Replay Gang, whether you're active with me in real time in these streets, or whether you are a Bush baby, run me all of those likes. All right, speaking of running all those likes, if you enjoy what the Kane is doing, girl, because we pushing through live streaming every day, all day. All donation information is in the description box below. Of course, $ Cash App. On Cash App, $Consciouztv, and or PayPal.me/Consciouztv, Conscious spelled with the Z, just how it is here on the platform. Last but not least, please share the stream out wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be your YouTube, your Snapchat, your Facebook, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you in fact lay the link. Just let them whores know that we're live, and we are certainly in color. With no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, what's going on, Conscious Crew? You guys know we got one of my favorite moderators in the building. He's also fellow content creator, boots to the motherfucking ground. Be giving it to us in real time, straight from the borough, straight from the goddamn courthouse, keeping up with all of the shenanigans. I've been telling y'all every day that we've been reporting on the Diddy trial that you guys have to click the link and support OotaOnGo, baby. He is giving y'all the content and giving y'all all the action. He is down there in the eye of the goddamn storm. But right now, aside from finding him in the description box of this video, where you can find his Instagram, his YouTube pages, his Cash App, you can also find his ass right her boot to our motherfucking neck on the Consciouztv platform. What's going on, Oota?
Salute CTV, salute TV family, salute to all of y'all, man. I know I've been MIA for a little 1-2 days.
Yeah, I ain't mad at it.
I had to get my
go.
Salute to all of y'all, man. A lot going on in this trial, man. A lot going on. Salute to all of y'all.
Well, first of all, you know, I always got to give you a salute to the aesthetics. I've been telling you since this trial, you have been bringing the fashion. You've been bringing the Renaissance classic man aesthetic. I know the women appreciate that. It's definitely a fresh breath from all of the baggy jeans they be seeing niggas in, all the oversized shirts, all the damn Jordans. Here it is. You bringing back those slick, genuine, come ride this pony aesthetic, my nigga. I ain't mad at it.
You know what I mean, man? I'm telling you, especially us as this color people, get more farther looking like this. Even if you think you're doing bad in criminal activity, you get further looking like this. Trust me.
That part. That part. Well, we appreciate it, man. And also congratulations on all the growth of the platform. You over there raising all of the numbers up on OotaOnGo, man. So I'm super proud of you. You have been keeping the people informed and doing it in your own unique, charismatic way. And Oota, I really appreciate you, because I called you before the trial started. I said, Oota, I'm burnt out with the Diddy shit. I covered so much Diddy content, you know, since this man been indicted, that by the time the trial came, I was just really over it. So I wasn't even going to touch the damn trial and even, you know, do the keeping up. I was just going to report on the verdict and call it a day. And, you know, we decided to actually embark upon a collaboration, and it actually really reinvigorated me, even though this is a very dramatic trial. The allegations that we've heard so far have been grueling. They've been over the top. They've been just bewildering. And I'm curious to know, of course, you know, what took place today in court. I did update the Conscious crew about the first half of the day. So we kind of don't know what took place after you guys came back from lunch. I think that's when Carrie Morgan, is that her name? Carrie Morgan was on the stand. We know that Don Rashard got cross-examined like a motherfucker. I want to ask you about all of that. But before I do so, you already know what I got to ask you. What was the space like on this Monday down to the Diddy trial? Was it more of a lighthearted day? Was it less action outside? Anybody getting killed? Anybody being ran off in an ambulance? What was the activity like?
As far as the wild moment of today, it was a guy that was walking around running to people's streams. He actually walked on one of my lives and was like, hey, yo, I want to support your channel, whatever. But then he went across the street to the park that's across the street. And I don't know what he did over there, but he got chased out of the park, and they said that he was a PDF on file. So I don't know. What? PDFs got chased from across the street by two guys that was wearing no shirt. They was working out across the street, chased them out the park right across the street from the courthouse. That was crazy today. And they started running. They got into an argument. Women jumped in. It was a lot. That was a lot.
Oh, my. Look, I think it's a spirit. It's a spirit on this damn trial. It's all that Diddy filth. It's just bringing out all the freaks, Oota. I mean, I know y'all can't carry inside, but I hope you got a look. Yeah, I hope the backpack is backpacking.
No, we backpacking.
Wow. Now let me ask you. I mean, as a New Yorker, I mean, is this just normal? Because I've heard from New Yorkers, like, you know, you kind of get desensitized to the mania of New York. Is that true?
You get desensitized, man. Look, the other day I went to go meet my friend. My friend's friend had a party, 50th birthday party. Their friend had a 50th party. So I went to go meet them. When I went to meet them, when I got to the block where I was supposed to go meet them, I seen a guy fighting with like a guy that looked homeless. He was Indian and fighting with a guy like homeless. Boom, boom. He put the police just as they're about to get it on. I'm crossing the street. The police is coming. So I'm like, yo, the police right there. Chill. I don't know what they fighting about. The police jump out to go grab him. They grab one of the guys. They put him on there. He said he's stealing, man. Look. I got the picture. I got the video on my phone. I'll show you. The man, his jacket is like this. I'm like, what could he? I got the whole thing filmed. I'm like, what could he have in his coat like this? He looked like he has on a down jacket. He got 50,000 packs of cookies. Do you hear me? Just cookies. Nothing else. It's like he never got the gumption to steal something else in the store. He just stole mad cookies. That's all. It's crazy, man.
The literal cookie monster. This man was a walking candy man.
I called him the Cookie Monster. The police laughed and all. I said, "Yo, that's the Cookie Monster."
Wow,
it was a big thing, but it's normal to us here, man. New York is not a real place. It's not a real place.
Wow. Are all of these same content creators down there? Have you seen any new news or any new media or any new influencers, or same old?
For the most part, same old schmamo, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, besides like a couple of like the Rotten Mangoes, something like me, she's the Asian content creator, you know what I'm saying? I think, you know what I mean? So she do her thing too. Besides people like that, mainly for us, because today was also a light day as well. A lot of the family didn't pull up today. Today's the first day that court is going to be from 9 to 3. Remember, the first week, the way the judge said he was going to run it was, I think, 9:30 to 5. And then he said every week after this, so it should be for the duration of the trial, unless the judge rules something different. I think it's going to be from 9 to 3 every day. So it's going to be, he said he's going to do that so that the jurors as well, is somewhat, all of this. And, you know, I mean, his case is a lot, so people can still kind of in life and still have their days while still dealing with the overwhelming trial that they're going through.
Absolutely. I wonder if the jurors are happy to be off work for damn near 2 months.
I think some of them are, man. I heard a lot. I remember I was there from jury selection, man, and everybody was there except for a couple of people that actually kept it real. Was like, listen, man, I'm gonna have a bias against Diddy. He think he running the city, things like that. Besides that, I think Besides that, I think everybody else, most people have some sort of a bias. At least a few of them.
Yeah,
it'd be scary to see that a couple of people, which I feel probably have their mind already made up, probably if Diddy's guilty or if he's not guilty. You know what I'm saying? Some people there probably already feel he's guilty or they feel he don't, you know what I mean, or he's not, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot, you know, because you know the jurors don't get to go nowhere. They eat lunch in a space, put space for them, so they don't have to leave the building, nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So wow. All right. So today, what took place? I know that we picked back up on Don Rashard, who was continuing to go over her testimony. We know that she filed a lawsuit against Diddy back in September. I actually read her lawsuit last year when she filed it. So a lot of the same things that she described and attested to in her civil suit, she kind of like reiterated during this trial. But I know they kind of chewed her ass up in that cross-examination.
Yeah, Moreland, attorney Moreland is her name. So I learned her today. I caught a little video at the end. Yeah, I didn't run faster than my TMZ girl was on it, but she the one who put me on game who she was, because I never saw. I just heard her cooking because they remember I was in the overflow room, so I didn't get the chance to really see her. But I know she sounded powerful and she sounded like she was on it. But yeah, she was cooking. She was cooking in there. She started to make some, you know, she put some light on why Dawn was suing. She said, isn't it true that after Cassie filed her suit, it prompted you? I mean, that you filed yours, they prompted you to file your suit? And she was like, yeah. And so they started to go about breaking not only that down, but showing that she has maybe some financial issues, because, you know, that's what the defense is going to do. They try to do it with Cassie as well, when they said your husband is the one, he's a fitness trainer, and at that time you canceled your tours to New Zealand. So how was you making money? You was living off the money up there with your husband. You know what I'm saying? So trying to attack why she was filing her suit. Yeah, you feel me? So they did a little bit of the similar things to her. She was saying that, you know, she wanted to be compensated. One, she was going into the long hours and like some slave work type things. She was objections every time she tried to allude to the slave work type stuff, like she's not slave, SEX slave type stuff. You know how Diddy just work you like, nah, you know what I'm saying? You won't eat, drink nothing. You won't eat, drink nothing. Like he'll go and eat, you won't eat nothing. I mean, Diddy's on it like that, you know what I'm saying? So
she described in her civil suit how you know, he was pretty much handing her and Kalina change, you know, and he would take kind of the bigger chunks of any events that they would do, you know. And of course we heard from Aubrey and both Dawn about how Diddy wouldn't allow them to eat, wouldn't allow them to really sleep. You know, they had to maintain a certain weight, and, you know, they was really stressed out. Everybody was subjected to some type of sexual assault, etc. But you were saying that the defense wouldn't actually allow her to go into any of that. Was it because it was irrelevant as far as they were concerned?
Not really just that, because they was breaking down things about her life too, because what the defense was also saying was that, you know, you have two reasons to hate Diddy, right? Like, is it not true that you hate Diddy for at least two reasons, if not any? Because one, he canceled the Danity Kane thing. He dismissed it, dismantled the group. They said it dismantled, disbanded, whatever. And the same thing he did with Diddy Dirty Money. You know what I'm saying? They called it, we call it dirty money, but on the paper in there, they called it Diddy Dirty Money. Oh, wow. So that was the name of the group. So I'm like, Diddy Dirty Money? I'm like, oh, Dirty Money. You know what I'm saying? So they started to break some of that down, but then they started to say that, you know, regardless of the fact, you're saying like, you got these death threats and all these things going against Puff, right? And remember, you made your own claims against this person. So you just making an agreement for 8 years at least, up till 2024, 2025. You've been talking government about all these situations, you know what I'm saying? So now when it comes to the fact now, not only do she have reasons to want to hate Puff, you know what I'm saying, for disbanding the group, you know what I'm saying, but now she's trying to make it seem like he's this big death threat to her, right? But she goes out her way on at least several occasions to get to work with him. She's trying to get him to bring back maybe Danity Kane. One time she's talking about she only went around him so that she could talk with L'Oreal Gibson, whatever name, Lorianne Gibson, so that she could be close with her again or something, whatever. And then the next thing she's saying, Kalina was the one that was pushing the issue. Kalina Harper, who was her party and you know what I mean, in Dirty Money. Yeah. You know what I mean? Kalina Harper. So she said Kalina Harper maybe was kind of pushing like, yo, whatever, but no, I never really wanted to work with him. But you can't, and then not only did she do that, she also went as far as to ask Diddy for a solo career, to be a soloist, and which that Diddy turned down. Diddy turned it down. You see what I'm saying? So yo, Moreland was just cooking it to the point. She was like, you were successful at a time, weren't you? Like she was just doing things like that to her. Like when you were famous, you used to be famous though, right? Like things like that. Wow. Triggering you to be like, ooh, people in the corner, ooh. You know what I'm saying? Because she's doing things like this, and you can see Dawn getting visibly agitated. You know what I'm saying? She like, when you were successful, she's like, I am now. And she's like
New Orleans coming out of Dawn.
She said, you did hundreds. She said, okay, you performed hundreds of songs after you left these groups, right? She said, yeah. Were they as successful as Danity Kane? No. Was they as successful as Diddy Dirty Money? No. Okay, then so when you were successful, yo, bro, you know what I'm saying? Wow. That's the type of cooking she was cooking.
They were boiling Dawn. Boiling her.
They're not just cooking you on facts and statements and this and that. Because some statements, even though she spoke to the government for many years, like she was like, oh, I witnessed Diddy do the yay and all of this stuff. So go ahead. She witnessed Diddy do the yay and all this stuff. But then when she spoke and did statements, she never ever brought that up. So they said, isn't it true when you did speak to the government, you never brought up that he was doing all this cocaine and stuff like that, whatever the case may be. So she's like, no, who did the drugs? Who did the this? She said, I did as well as Diddy, and I witnessed him doing it too as well. Sean, they call him Sean in there, but sometimes they call him Puff because she said she really calls him Puff. So you know, like in some cases, whoever the person knows you familiar as, they try to call that person the defendant like that. So with Cassie, they was calling him Sean. With her, she said she know him more like Puff. So she said, when I relate to him as Puff, you'll know who I mean, right? Okay, cool. Yeah. Even at the time when they refer to him as Sean, they still refer to him as Puff more than like when they're dealing with Dawn. You see what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah.
So it just depends.
I know they also was bringing up other inconsistencies, like she told them that he hit her with the skillet, but in her original statement, she said he only hit her with the eggs in the skillet, not the actual skillet. Like they were putting the banana peel all up and through her shit. I mean, she was falling in. And she was screaming that, well, it's just like over time I'm recalling more and more and more. So for you as a consumer, what was you making of these inconsistencies? Because it was kind of giving a little bit of the male escort where, it was like, okay, no, not the male escort, giving a little bit of the officer who responded to the domestic situation at the hotel. He kind of had inconsistencies too. He had wrote stuff down that he didn't actually say. He said things he didn't actually write down in his report. Was it given insincere? Was it given that she was put in 20 on 10? What was your personal takeaway?
Speaking as well, though, just speaking to inconsistencies, Moreland, that same attorney that was cooking up, she was like, so you changed the story several times, right? So we not say, so let's just get this out the way. So would you not say that your story changes over time? And then Dawn said, yes. And then everybody was like, what? Oh my God. We was like, what? It don't matter. You would say, no, I'm just remembering more as the days going on. Don't say the story.
Don't say no. You just explain it, but you don't say no.
Explain it, you know what I'm saying? You can't just say that because a person could just lump your thought into one thought and saying this is what you mean. Right. So she chewed up on that too. There was some inconsistencies. She said that Puff had guns. She saw weapons in the studio. She said she saw weapons in Daddy's house 2 occasions, 1 occasion in Puff's home. But then when she spoke to the government, she never spoke about these alleged guns and all these things like that. So it's like she's saying these things, but does that mean it's not true? Does that mean she never seen these things? You know what I'm saying? Right. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So here's how she should have alley-ooped when they started to be like, yo, You know, ain't it's true that you changed your story several times. I've been like, well, yeah. Remember, according to y'all, right? I was so broke and unfamous. I was traumatized during these times. You know, I had to slowly recover my mind from my lack of fame and from how terribly broke and impoverished I was. Remember, you know, I'm a woman that went through a lot, right? Since I've not been able to carve out a identity or any personal success outside of my abuser. So forgive me if I needed a nap or two and had to really sit down in myself and really bring myself back to some of the worst times in my life and what I'm sure are some of the worst moments in Cassie and Kalina line bald-headed ass Harper as well. Oh, baby, see, I would have been eating on that stand if I was goddamn Don, baby. See, baby, I probably would have ended up in contempt because I ain't got no damn sense. This is why I ain't in corporate America, baby. Okay, I can't even deal with folk like that. Okay, but so for you, like when she used the excuse of, you know, well, I'm dealing with trauma, like trauma is kind of blocking out my memory, da da da. Did you take that? Or
she seemed a lot of times she seemed disingenuous when she was giving her testimony.
Wow, wait a minute. So Oota, she came off disingenuous to you.
She was coming off disingenuous in some ways. Because not only that, or was it that she was just deflated from how she was getting cooked? Because at some point she's like you up there talking, you know, you want to be confident, you want to be saying your words, looking at the jury and be talking, boom, 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 because you don't care what the judge look like. You need to be looking at the jury, talking what you're talking about, because that's the only thing that matter in the whole court. Not Diddy and nobody there. Damn it. That's it. So you look to the jury, they're gonna tell you that. You look to the jury, be direct, say what you're saying, look at the jury. Don't look at nobody else. Don't worry about nobody. Everybody gonna tell you when they prep you for court. Look at the jury. So now she's there, she's getting cooked. And you want to be sounding truthful, right? So to be sounding truthful, you got to sound confident. Even if you're lying, you have to sound confident to make people believe you, right? So now she's there and she's like, yeah, all right, yeah. So now her whole energy has gone down.
Losing her confidence. Yeah, she done lost some mojo.
Mojo has gone down. So now the testimony could be coming across like that, maybe because of her energy. You can be seeming that way, but now your energy, because mama, now you seeming like you don't want to be here. Now you seeming nonchalant, like you don't want to answer the question or you care to answer the question. So now that could seem like lying or kind of disingenuous energy, right? It's not confident energy that you want to display in a courtroom. You know what I'm saying? You're not talking to your friend.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're talking in the courtroom.
Like you on the phone, like a bitch, we here with an agenda. We trying to get a nigga locked up. You gotta talk your shit, mean what you say what you mean, talk with conviction, sell your shit. You know, this is the time to shine. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. So that's how come it could come across as disingenuous at times. And then her saying, you know, she was, you know what I mean? She said she had her own traumas. And I can't say who have their own traumas and what people been. That's what we do as a people, that we would say that about people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. A person could just be screaming at you and you got your own trauma. A person could just be blocking the door. Every time you go through this door, they just block this door every day. And you never get it. You got to always go down the other way and go down the steps. Every day you do this, you can get a trauma just based upon this. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So we all react to stimuli different. So I don't know what trauma she does have, but it just seems like some convenient traumas that if she don't get a bag or so, that now she popping out, hopping out. So I think that her testifying in this case, maybe even blow up her case. If her case is not settled with Diddy, if she don't prove everything to the short and curlies, then her case could be thrown out. Because a lot of things she's saying can be kind of back. She can't really back it. You see what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, I think the biggest blow to Don's whole credibility was was the fact that she went back to the nigga for help in employment and tutelage and 7 times. It's like, I mean,
when they say several, when they say several, you know, it's more than that. That just means
yeah.
Several don't mean 7. Several means several. It means
comma plus.
That's what it means, bro. Several
she
times.
Kept begging and returning back to him to see if he could make space for her. So how you gonna, on one hand, claim this man as a monster? You watch him abuse people. He abused you. Why would you even want to fucking return even on your worst financial day?
Why? That's the thing that had me there. That's why she just got hooked on that. Because it's like,
Damn.
first of all, shout out to anybody that's been through trauma, anybody that's been victimized in any single way, right? If you're a person that has victimized somebody, get help, right? Cool. Let's just get those things out there. But at the end of the day, for her to go about some of the things, you got trauma, you got the things that you going through, right? You know what also makes it look bad is that she filed her claim after Cassie. Why not file your claim before? Because you've been had a claim against this person. What's wrong with you, foolio? She's a fool. If you had a claim, you've been had a claim against Diddy. Why you wait for Cassie? Why you ain't jump out the window really go hard? Because she waited for Cassie, they said, and it was confirmed that she waited for Cassie, and Cassie is what prompted her. So how's that going to make you look now in your suit? That you prompted your suit in like retaliation type stuff, and because somebody else prompted a suit. So it's kind of going to start chewing up her lawsuit she got. Their defense team, which they got the real defense team. Who you think Dawn got hired? A real team? No, you think she's Cassie? Cassie had a team of lawyers. She's not no Cassie. What are you talking about? Cassie got 20 million plus she waiting for 10. She got money. Bro, you think that team that I'm watching in that courtroom will cook any lawyer that don't think she would ever think she'll get, bro? It would never happen, bro. And then based on your testimony, what you're doing here is going to start to poke holes or at least give the illusion of these holes, which is going to mess up her suit. I'm telling you, bro. She might not get that.
Man, let me see. So here's the thing, right? Because I know the counter going to be to that. Well, it's historically, kind of true that when one victim speaks out, it encourages and liberates and emboldens every other victim to come forward. We see that play out constantly. I'm not. Her lawsuit doesn't per se strike me in terms of the timing of it in any particular way, but definitely returning back to Diddy several times, begging him to make space for you, being up under him. You obviously can't then really cry foul that you are afraid, that you were scared of this man when you were literally running back toward the burning house again and again and again and again and again.
And then you sue me. First of all, you try to get back
he's the one to the point that he's the one to
No. Imagine you had an ex that's trying to come back, get what you. And you
I can imagine it. I like
and then they try to sue you and bring you in court. Now you and them on Judge Mathis court, you just don't even want to look at themselves across the aisle. But they done brought you to Judge Mathis court after they were stalking you, bothering you.
So it's almost like you're suing me for rejecting you.
You be looking at like you like Judge Mathis,
and you trying to claim that I'm the bad guy.
Come on, bro. You be like Judge Mathis. He be like, they was a crackhead. I knew they was a crackhead. Judge Mathis Italian. Come on, bro. What are you doing?
I feel vindicated, Oota, because when I reported on Don's lawsuit last year, I literally played a lot of interviews where she was continuing to speak highly of him. Like it was even like interviews that were just shy of a year old, interviews that were shy of 2 years old. She was forever indebted to him, and he taught her a lot, and she would never speak ill of him. She was literally on interviews being like, I ain't got nothing bad to say about Puffy. Like, this man was good to me. I don't know what the hell everybody else talking about. I don't know what the hell everybody else got. And all of this shit now done came back to bite her in her ass.
That's what I'm saying. So when Aubrey was outside, because Aubrey was outside for a minute. When Aubrey was outside, she was getting a lot of flack. She was getting a lot of stuff. She said, remember at that time, she said she was trying to urge her members, her group members. Remember the whole time? Remember the whole time was like to no avail. Remember? She was like, yo, I'm trying to get my group members to talk about it and say it, but
and Don had to zip lips, baby. Ain't but a move.
Yeah. Aubrey was saying that the whole time.
Because my motive, my hypothesis for why Don came forward was once that nigga got indicted, and because Don was behind the scenes and knew how real shit was, she knew that he was abusive. She knew the shit about Cassie was true. She know how did it get down. Once he got indicted, Don said, oh, it's a wrap. It's no more future. It's no more clout to gain from Diddy. There's no more opportunity in Diddy. I'm not putting my money, on the back end now. Shit, he gone. I ain't gotta, hell, I'm an alley-oop to the back door and get what I got.
It looks like that's what it's looking like. It's looking like now you're running to get your bag now, but at the same time, you know what I mean? So that made her look shaky. That most definitely made her look shaky too. You know what I mean? So it's a few things, but she did see abuse. She says, she says,
and I believe everything that she said she saw. It's just
stuff and she felt stuff. You know what I mean? So you just got to use your own eye to discern that. But you know what I mean? We don't, like I said, abuse and all that. Everybody want to think abuse me, boom, 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 beat me down. Right. No, that mean that too. But yo, bro, abuse can mean anything. If you come in every day and you driving by a stop and your bus stop is this stop, 17th Street or something like that, right? And every day you get there, there's a person there that was hating on you. You say you every day you just skip this stop and you just go to the next stop, to the point that even when the person's not there, you're already thinking like this. Now you've already been psychologically programmed to this thing. Now you're not even going on your block no more when this person probably passed away, but you're still going across the street to the next block and walking around the block when you put the get off right here on your stop because you live right here on the corner. But this is how trauma works. It just works in different ways, you know what I'm saying? So
I'm going to tell you when I lost all due respect for Don. And it was when I read in that lawsuit. Now, mind you, up to this point in the lawsuit, she already had done seen all hell break loose between Diddy, Cassie, the whole nine. She already done seen more than enough to haul ass hell, even just through how she was treated in Danity Kane along with the rest of the girls was just enough for her to run in the opposite direction. But let me tell you what really made me be like, oh, Don got to be a fucked up bitch, because she had the nerve in her lawsuit to say that she basically knew that Diddy was trafficking underage girls to the house by the bundles in buses to these freak offs, and that she watched girls that appeared to her to be as young as 14, 15, etc., be subjected to all these grown men, and then she would go hide when
she said that
in her lawsuit. Now, she thought she was running down on him, but she also wasn't realizing what she was really exposing about her own cowardness, especially since, once again, she's been in a working social relationship to the same man all the way up till 2024, 2023, and yet you said you witnessed this man traffic minors.
No, I think it's like 2020.
It's one thing to compartmentalize, right? Like what you see another grown woman go through. Like, okay, well, if Cassie want to take a steal it to the motherfucking head, that's her business. She grown. Okay, if Arby want to take a steal it to the head, I can understand that. But how the fuck do you, according to you, you are witnessing a man prey on traffic underage girls, and you're watching him and his bootlegger homeboys do whatever they're doing throughout the night with these minors, and then you stay in support of this man, working with this man simply because you benefit financially? That's beyond the beyond.
That's weird. That's not only weird, but like we got to see, is this thing true? All right, because you know what I mean, just because people say things and retract things, just because people say things and retract things don't make them either true or false, right? A person could retract something that's true, a person could retract something that's false. So we don't know, right? But she's making them claims like that, right? But then when she's in the court, why wouldn't she have more muster, more anger towards him when I'm hearing her talk? Why wouldn't she be in there? When you see this type of stuff and you feel this type of things about people, you wouldn't be in there no matter what that prosecutor's talking about. If you see Freddy Krueger in real life, you're like, I don't care what you said, it's Freddy. I don't care, bro. It's Candy.
And why you also had, and why she never told that to investigators? Because I feel like, I mean, that is another level of charge and investigation right there. Like, okay, so you claiming that you saw this man traffic underage girls, like, and it was underage girls of a particular race. Like he was into albino minors, females.
But she didn't have to do all of that. She'd have got a case going on. You don't got to do all that. You don't got to put big old dumb stuff in your thing just to make the case strong. Don't do that. Deal with what your grievances are. Put your things out there really and get your bag for what you did, bro. You trying to probably add some stuff, or if you're not adding it, you putting stuff that you can't prove or you're not proving. So why add that into a claim, which is only, like they said, going to make your thing look unreliable and you look unreliable.
She gonna fuck around and end up as a goddamn accomplice, end up charged as a motherfucking accomplice keeping this shit up.
Erica said. Facts, bro.
Man, what the look, this shit is crazy. Now, you know, I don't know what's true or not true, but because they are catching her in inconsistencies and her behavior don't make no fucking sense, why would you return to a man that you are, you know, that you know is a criminal, he's an abuser, he's a rapist, he's a PDF filer, and all of this, Don? You can't justify that under. I don't even know what justifies that. I don't even know what I would accept as an excuse for returning back to this man when you could have just really went on and auditioned for American Idol, baby. I mean, anything but Diddy. I mean, it's 1,000,000,001 ways into the industry, baby. Even if you would have had to move to Europe and attempt to restart your career and rebrand, but to go back to a man, to be able to compartmentalize someone that you are claiming is a PDF file, someone that you're claiming is that's your narrative. That's not secondhand. That's not what Cassie's saying. This is what you claim. You bear witness to. What type of shit is that?
So it's crazy, you know what I mean? Like, you know, with some of those things,
Man.
It's real. Shout out to Navy Nave. You're pretty self. I'm mad with you. But look, right? You know what I'm saying? My bad. But you know,
okay, hold on. Short segue. Did you see this? And I want to thank a Punchy in the chat. The Daily Mail actually has pictures of the Diddy freak off material. So this allegedly was brought into evidence. Here it is. We got, I don't know why this page frozen. Hold on, let me get back up in her. Okay. Oh, here we go. All right. So apparently we got the puffy care package. Jaw-dropping new Diddy photos show how rappers prepare for hotel freak-off despite knowing the feds were on their way. So this man had this stuff on him when he was arrested. And I remember when they went to pick him up to take him to jail, they said that they found pink cocaine and all type of stuff on his persons, but now they don't release the damn exhibits here. Incendiary images shown in Sean Diddy Combs' trial revealed the disgraced rap mogul was preparing for a hotel freak off. This is how sick this man is. The man literally under investigation, Oota. The man literally indicted, Oota. The man literally came to New York to turn himself in the next day. The nigga wanted to get more. Yeah, I can't even be mad at him. Get one more freak off Diddy. You know this shit is a rap, bruh. Okay, he about to have him. He about to go out in a blaze of fucking glory and tell you New York. I ain't even mad at it. The shocking images were to jurors as Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie testified at the federal trial on Monday after she previously alleged how she was coerced into a life of manipulation and abuse. On Monday, prosecutors brought up a set of images taken by law enforcement when Diddy was arrested at the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan in September of last year. The rapper had already agreed with his attorneys to surrender to authorities, but in his hotel room, I think we got some echo on your mic,
let me see. Do I?
It might be some reverb. Oh, okay. Diddy was assembling. The rapper had already agreed with his attorneys to surrender to authorities, but in his hotel room, Diddy was assembling bottles of baby oil and mood lightening when teams were descending onto the hotel to take him into custody. Okay, so I think it was Cassie or one of the escorts who described he had like all this a different type of lighting and shit and all these damn psychedelic lightings and shit, all this hypnotic shit going on. Other images show a mysterious pink powder in small bag pills in pill bottles, a blue light heater, and stacks of cash. Prosecutors claim some drugs found in the room were found to be ketamine and MDMA. Cassie testified from the stand that Diddy was meticulous about how he would want a freak-off room to be set up. This included wanting strongly scented candles to be lit at all times, which Cassie said were super pungent and were mixed with oil and all other scents. She also claimed that Combs wanted her to heat up the baby oil before they would use it in the freak offs. Diddy had pleaded not guilty in his ongoing Okay, here's more of those pictures. Damn, this is crazy to see. There's the drugs. They need to get that nigga doctor up in here. Like, why the fuck would you prescribe in GHB and ketamine? Like, what doctor was signing off on this shit? Wow. That's my favorite era of Cassie. It's the shaved sides. I got my side shaved too. It comes as prosecutors when the special agents rated. Oh, okay. Raided this room. Yassine Bender testified on Friday that federal authorities found a cache of suggestive and damning evidence in the room. Bender, who works for Homeland Security Investigations Human Trafficking Division, said baby oil was found alongside bags of Astroglide lubricant inside a closet. This is one Ziploc bag filled with Johnson's baby oil. You see another Ziploc bag filled with Astroglide that was in the hallway closet, she said, of what she found in Diddy's room at the Park Hyatt Hotel on the night of his arrest. She also told the court that police found mood lightening as well as drugs, including ketamine and MDMA in his room. There were also pouches of pink powder in a bottle of medication in the drawer, which may have been pink cocaine, and a prescription for clozapine found written for the name Frank Black, which could be a pseudonym. Wow, for lock up the doctor, lock up the doctor's office. I want the front desk administrative girl. I want the private assistant, baby. Tell all they see. This is Rico. Why all these folk ain't being charged for shit? Okay, this is the hotel room. This is nuts. This is one Ziploc bag. Okay, with Johnson's oil, you see another Ziploc bag. Bombshell images were shown in court. The Cassie was seen in separate. Did y'all see these pictures? Do you recall seeing these pictures?
Yeah, that's when she left the freak off.
Frank.
That's the busted lip. Scream up. Screw up. She got the busted lip, right? Yeah. So she also has a black eye. So during the freak off, when we see the video, she ran in the hallway.
Yeah,
she got a black eye in the room. He hit her on the side of the head, which she said caused her black eye. When he was distracted doing something, taking a shower or something, she ran out the room. She said she didn't get a chance to put on her shoes. She just grabbed everything and ran out the room. That's why she was in the video bending down, putting her shoes on when Diddy grabbed her, and all of that happened from there. And then I guess he sustained the busted lip while in the hallway. She sustained the busted lip, so she had both. And after that, Diddy was calling her, messaging her, actually saying like, "Yo, thanks for getting me locked. Like, yo, I'm about to get arrested. Yo, you ain't gonna come back. You ain't gonna call me. Yo, help. Da-da-da. Yo, thanks." And all this. Like, he was like, basically, they were making him seem like he was narcissistic in a sense, to be like, wow, after you done beat the woman down, now you're talking about, yo, the police here. Yo, help me. Yo, think of this. Yo, I got kids. I got family, this and that. Then you like, yo, all right, I'm getting arrested. Thanks. That was one of his last messages. And then they asked her, Cassie, like, did you care at that point? She said, no, at that point, I didn't really care what he did. So she was messaging thing like, well, do what you got to do. Well, I'm going to take a nap, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that type of. So, but yeah, he was trying to use that against her too.
Okay, I want to answer to Miss Kurtzen, who says, I never heard of a RICO. Yes, it's actually called a one-person RICO, and it's a real thing. According to Google, it can refer to a prosecution where a single individual is charged under RICO for engaging in a pattern of racketeering activity within a 10-year period, even if they are not part of a traditional organized crime structure. So, yes, there is a such thing as a one-person RICO, and that is more than likely why he's the only one taking the stand. All right, I'm gonna let you get back to your notes, Oota.
Shout out SMB, wherever SMB came from, whoever this person is. I don't know where they came from. Shout out to them. They sent me a cash app. So shout out.
Period. Shout out to. Shout out to SMB for the cash app too. Thank you, baby mother. That's a Conscious Crew member.
Oh yeah, back. I had to be. That's why I said shout out. I've been talking to them other people all day. Them people they gave me that. It's all good. But look,
over here.
Man. Who bad? They want to play the music on the ass again. Look, so boom. This what I got. This is what I got though too, right? Boom, peep it. So in the beginning, it was like, who was there? This D-Rock, you know, D-Rock a fella. Biggie always made a lot of references. He was close with Big, so I know his name a little bit from Biggie's records. But D-Rock was a security, and they said it was at this incident that they say happened. They said D-Rock was security and Cassie and several celebrities. They said, but when you made this claim, you did not name who the several celebrities were. So don't you mind to name who the celebrities were down? And she names them. And she says, well, Usher was there. Jimmy Iovine was there. And she mentioned Neo. So it's ironically 3 people she named, but she couldn't remember the other people. So I'm like, hold up.
Hold on. Who you talking about? You talking about Don?
Dawn.
Okay, so Don in her lawsuit said that both Usher and Neo witnessed Diddy punch Cassie in her stomach at an event. She had put that in her lawsuit, and that neither one of them had did anything. So apparently, Usher and Neo witnessed.
And Jimmy Iovine, and she didn't name the other people because they said up to several people, at least several people. You know, when they use the word several, it means a lot. But she only named 3. She named Jimmy Iovine,
Neo,
and Usher. Then you look at the weirdo thing though, because you know Usher and Diddy got a vibe.
Right. Yeah.
And then Neo, everybody's kind of like this with Neo. Right. So then it's just ironic that she names these 2 people. And then Jimmy Iovine, who has close ties to where? Over the West Coast, Death Row and all that, right?
Right.
And then look at that, though. Then Jimmy Iovine is labeled. I mean, so it's just.
Do you remember that clip where Neo baby mama was like, had put him on blast, calling him like a little Diddy Jr.?
Diddy Jr. Yes.
Diddy Jr.
You can't take that back. His name is Diddy Jr.
And now we know that Neo kind of suffered from some type of a sex addiction. I mean, he's in a 4-way situation. He, had dissolved his marriage because he was caught up in all type of freak offs and hooking up with prostitutes and everything. So I'm waiting for the Diddy Neo multiverse to unfold, because that seems a little bit too convenient to not have been a thing between them two.
Yes, yes. Truth. Wow. And even in this image right here that you're looking at right here is when she sustained this wound. She got busted in the head or whatever the case may be. And when she received this wound, he said that D-Rock, again, allegedly, D-Rock took her to the plastic surgeon on Diddy's request. Mm-hmm. And she was up in a hotel room for several days in the London hotel. She said that she wanted to leave the London hotel, but Diddy security wouldn't let her. So this is how they kind of form, like she's being held against her will a little bit. And she said that only Diddy came like 7 days later to check on her, whatever case. And the only reason why she ever left is because she went out. Diddy brought her to the studio to do music. But remember, she was like, but to no avail. It's not like it was going to come out. So look, think of this. She gets abused for abuse. She goes to the hotel, got to sit hide up. And she hated these times of having to hide and and waste her life away in hotel rooms, sitting around, can't do nothing. Yeah. So now you sit for 7 days. And after 7 days, he comes back to the hotel, like, whatever. I guess y'all sorry, y'all making up supposedly. But he's saying, like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go to the studio. He's gonna you're gonna come to the studio. So this is like a little treat reward for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, then you go to the studio, you do this thing. You said, I got songs with everybody. I got songs with Lil Wayne. I got songs with this one. I got songs with everybody. I've never heard these songs. She's like, she's going to do this music, but then nothing happens. So imagine. So also that's a big thing that he never really put her out. And it just seemed like he was just pimping her out instead of
he was. And he was holding her career as hostage, as kind of like this reward-based type of dynamic where, like, like, I got to give you something to hope for so that you got something to continue to work for and you got something to continue to submit to me on behalf of. You want this damn career, right? So he made her thirstier and thirstier and thirstier and was always bringing her close so that she could develop that hunger, which encouraged her desperation to appease him so that he could finally fully greenlight her success and her projects. So, this is genius. Exploitation is genius, placating off of somebody's desperation. It's perfect.
It's a lot, bro. But then they also alleging, because I've been briefing y'all about all this paper anyway. But there's also the big factor that we have to keep in mind too is this guy named One Stop, because One Stop was mentioned by Cassie as well as mentioned by Don. This supposed drug dealer named One Stop who got that he's selling. Who also allegedly his staff, Diddy's staff, as well as whatever. But she said they used Diddy money to pay for it. The objection. Do you know that shit? When you seen that? Did you see this? But then in your work, you said you never seen One Stop ever sell a drug or buy something. You see what I'm saying? So this is some of these inconsistencies. Even though we know this One Stop person is a true person, even though Cassie also spoke about this One Stop person as well. You know what I'm saying?
Is One Stop not him? Because this is the guy who was arrested earlier on and did his indictment as a drug mule. They let him go. But he was
Brandon or something like that. What's his name again?
Yeah, a Brandon something.
Brandon something, right? Yeah, I forgot his name, but it could be for all I know. One Stop sound black though, but I don't know.
Okay, so I want to top one more thing in. Homebody just made a great point. Usher passing out the hurts Neo dating 7 women. Of course, they didn't care about seeing Cassie. So what's crazy about this Hertz, right? This is crazy because we know that Jonathan Oota, who will be also apparently taking a stand this week, who was one of Cassie and Diddy's favorite sex slaves, who was, I think, in a 7-year situation with them. He sued Diddy because he contracted allegedly Hertz through Diddy via Cassie. Now, the fact that Usher has been sued for Hertz and settled out of court with women who he allegedly gave Hertz to. And I read one of the lawsuits. Usher's reply to one of the lawsuits where he was accused of giving a girl Hertz was that he felt like it wasn't his responsibility to protect her, that it was her responsibility. So I'm like, okay, we basically got a fucking admission here. So with all this Hurt conversation going on, it seems even more abundantly clear to me that things had to happen between, well, let me not say had, allegedly, it seems to be strong circumstantial evidence that there have been some things going on between Usher and Diddy. And if not, in terms of directly, definitely some participation in some of these freak off sharing women, running trains on women, because there is a spirit of hurt, a spirit of the bumps going on amongst this group. And I highly doubt that they have all contracted this shit outside of each other. There's some sharing and mutual swapping of fluids and partner participation. I think this shit going on with Diddy is only just like one layer of it. Like, I don't even feel like they've really peeled back the fucking layers of just how many people are involved in this, how many celebrities, you know, have been intermingled in these things with Diddy through the decades, etc. Now, we know that Justin Bieber also recently came forward and said he's not a part of Diddy's victims, but we know he's a man. I don't really expect Justin to admit that, even though there seems to be real strong suggestion that he too has been victimized in some way, shape, or form. What do you think, Oota, about Usher and Justin before you move on?
I don't know, man. All I know that it was just, I mean, him, Usher being around Diddy, even him speaking on the things that he said he's seen that he felt he was too young to see. And then when he was asked the question to say, would you have your son around him? He said, hell no, he wouldn't. So that alone speaks volumes that I don't even have to speak.
Right.
One thing. Okay? I don't got to speak when shit's speaking. That's what he says. So let's just take that. So then we feel for anyway for Justin in some senses, right? Because we can only imagine the gravity of things that he's witnessed as well, just preparing him for the industry and how things are or whatever the situation that is. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
for me, you know, I don't really touch and dive too much into them type of situations too much, because once again, if it was a situation, it would be victims. And, you know what I mean, if they were potential victims, then I'll leave them to tell their own stories, you know what I'm saying? So, because it's a lot, you know what I mean? I don't want to speculate on but because it's a lot, you know what I mean? But
look, what if they look, for all we know, a whole new slew of victims could come out that include Diddy and Usher at a later date, and they could be retrying this ninja or trying him again on a whole separate damn RICO charges just due to new witnesses and new folk coming out who finally ready and at a place to get they resolved. I mean, this shit could go on for a lifetime with Diddy, depending on how the actual victims respond to these things over the next few years. This might not even be the end of Diddy's criminal litigations, depending on if more people want to come forward and try his ass criminally.
Yeah, not just that, because, you know, as you're saying, this is a one-man RICO, right? But throughout the whole case, the prosecution is pointing to this team of people, his staff, his security, his assistants, his inner circle. This is what they call it, his inner circle. They keep going at his inner circle. So even if he's tried in this, whether he's found guilty or not guilty, but if he is found guilty and things like this, then these people that's the alleged accomplices or friends or people like that can be in the pickle. You know what I'm saying, son? Because at the end of the day, you were there. You know what I'm saying? Come on, aiding and abetting everything and helping all of these things. You were his arms, eyes, and ears to help this person who has a lot of power
Uh-oh, I think your connection is breaking up, Oota. Can you hear me?
I hear you good.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Oh, is it me?
I hear you. Do they hear us? Ask them.
Oh, I think I had blacked out. I guess it was me.
Okay, cool. But look, even like this, mic drop moments. Look, she said, so you're not suing to get a lot of money? No, I'm suing to get compensation. So are you suing for money? Yes or no? Yes, no further questions. But mic drop. Yes, she was just on this lady Marlon was on her cool feet, son. Was on her cool feet. I showed you that she filed it because she said Dawn's civil suit was filed because she was in a situation not conducive for an artist or whatever the case may be. This is what she's saying. She said she spoke about it in 2024 to 2025. She said she was afraid of the memories coming back, like work until she's sick. That's one of the things they said objection. She said it was a volatile environment. As she speaks about these stories more and more, she remembers. Remember the attorney told her, you seem convenient that you remembering things now and stuff now. And she said, yeah, my story changes over time, right? So he said every meeting she did to inform the government of Cassie's abuse. She said she did inform the government on these meetings of the abuse of Cassie. She said Puff threatened her life when she spoke to Cassie, or if she or Cassie did anything that they weren't supposed to do. She said Dawn has no doubt. So they asked her, okay, now to remember the incident with the pot and the frying pan and all that. So now they asking her specifically, okay, so do you have any doubt of this, that? So they said Dawn has no doubt that Puff hit Cassie, that she dropped in a fetal position to the floor, and that he dragged her by her hair up the steps, and that then they heard in the room the broken glass, and then Puff threatened them to keep quiet by telling them, listen, man, this is just how passion go and relationships and all that. But people don't talk about things like this because things can happen. But then he ended up giving, I think, Kalina or Dawn some flowers, so it made it kind of seem like he's like a mob boss type of vibe. That's how the prosecution was kind of pushing it, like he was on some mob boss type vibe. Then they went into the West Hollywood incident. Cassie was punched in the stomach very hard, but Dawn never mentioned this to the people. Even though she was asked this, and she was asked, was she trying to hide that? He's like, you were spoken about these things, but you never mentioned things where you're trying to hide things from the government, even though you've spoken to the government about 8 times, whatever. She said Puff slammed Cassie's head into a window, and Dawn says she saw it. She said she reached out to Lorraine Gibson or whatever, Lorianne Gibson, to get in contact with Puff. He says that she wanted to work with Puff only because of Kalina and was doing Kalina the favor. If she reformed Danity, Kane as a group, she would have to be around Puff often. So she was scared. So if she's so scared, why would she want to spend all her days if you're going to be doing press runs with this man? You're going to be doing, she said, well, you're not, if you're recording music with a person, you're going to have to be in the studio, right? Okay, you're going to have to think of music together, right? Then if the music is successful, you're going to have to go on tour, right? Okay, then you're going to do promo runs, right? You're going to do club dates, right? You're going to be doing all these things, but yet you're scared for your life. But yet, how are you scared for your life then? But you about to go back and try to beg this man to be down with his team 7, 8 times. You begging. Like, come on now, stop. Then they kind of fast forward a little bit. Let's get into a little bit of Carrie before I run on the block, because I am going to be sending Conscious. You already know I'm going to be updating you on the script. So I'm going to be updating him on all the transcripts. So, I just give y'all live updates, but I'll be giving him a transcript so that he can have things reading, y'all up to date. Some things I'm hearing, I'm reading, things be out of my mind. Y'all be getting up to date, up to time. Y'all going to be getting my mind back, and this is how we're going to be doing it. Carrie Morgan came on though. If you've seen Carrie once, that's why I ain't go back to see her really that much, because when you're seeing Carrie once, you're seeing her already. You know what I'm saying? Ain't like she Kerry Washington. She ain't even Kerry's lotion. You remember the Kerry lotion that your grandma used to have, the little white body used to be ashy after? She ain't even that. So Kerry get it. I'm gonna let Kerry get that. Shout out to you, Kerry. Shout out to you. But you and Cassie ain't friends no more. So me and you ain't friends. Anyway.
Wow.
So Carrie Morgan said she met Cassie in 2001. She also spoke to the violence that she's received from Diddy, which is she got a hanger upside the damn head holding her down. You know what I'm saying? She got sick of it and so damn tired in 2018. This is why Cassie even testified that they're not friends no more. It's because of this Puffy incident. She said, Sean is the reason why we're not together. We're not friends. Okay. We also understand that after the hotel incident, when she went home, when she finally got a chance to get out the hotel and go back to her apartment, wherever she had in Comstock, I think this was the Comstock apartment, the 17th floor apartment, if I'm not mistaken. When she went back to her apartment, Carrie was there. And Carrie is the one that called the police the first time. I'm talking about after the assault that we seen. So it's not like Carrie was some bad friend. Carrie was a friend that was there for her, that seen abuse. One time, her and Carrie had to hide under a tractor trailer for 7 hours or so, man. I was just in that court for like 8 hours. They had to hide under a tractor trailer. They was hiding from Diddy and his associates because they ran away from wherever they was running away from. But this is what I'm trying to show you. So it's not like Carrie was just a fake friend. She was her friend, you know what I'm saying? Yep. But at the end of the day, you ever had a friend and now you're going to do some abuse and maybe your friend can't take it. But now this same abuser then abused her now. So she's like, nah, I was defending you the whole time from this dude. Because remember, one time Carrie and Deontay jumped on Diddy's back.
Right.
And she received the bruise on her head, that gash. Is because that time when they was fighting Diddy in the room, they said Diddy allegedly threw her to the banister, the bedpost, and she got that gash on her head while Carrie Morgan and Deontay was jumping on his back fighting her. So it's not like whatever, she white, whatever. She was holding her friend down. And Cassie's her friend since 2001. They knew each other since like 15 and 16, 14 and 15 years old when they was both models. And she said, yo, Cassie was confident ever since I ever met her. She was actually a damn good model and all that. But as she got with Diddy, that light started to dim out her eyes. It started to be different. She used to be slumped over and she lacked confidence. She wasn't as confident as she used to be. It all changed. Straight.
Look, it's giving Kelsey, Tori, and Megan. That's what it reminds me of.
Crazy, bro. It's crazy. You know what I mean? She spoke to a couple of, she said, Cassie really didn't drink that much. She said, did Cassie really drink? He said, no. So was Cassie? She said, no, she didn't really drink that much. And trust me, if she drank, I'd have to be putting my finger down her throat so that she could do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, she's like, did she like do drugs and stuff like that? She's like, nah, maybe we did a little weed. I think they did weed. And they did little stuff like that. So they do not.
Hold on a minute. I just want to super segue to Pink Butterfly. A Pink Butterfly. I don't think that Jonathan would put a fake hurt allegation on himself, for one, and for two, I don't think that Diddy would give nobody 1.5 million. I mean, he didn't even want to give Cassie her damn money for what was true. He called her bluff. So the fact that he settled out of court with this man for 1.5 is really on brand, and the fact that we know now, according to Cassie, that they were outsourcing for dick on Backpage and just finding random people and not getting nobody tested. We got all
not only that though, she also testified to this, because remember, it's a couple of things that confirmed. Remember, she confirmed that Jonathan Adi, she had the meetings with him several times. But not only that, she also confirms that they said, the prosecutors went to stretch this. They said, Diddy talks nothing but business. To ask Cassie that. Does he talk business? Or like to say, yeah, he stayed doing this. He talks nothing but business, my career, all kinds of things in front of people. Jonathan Adi testified that, said that on that video, that Diddy was talking a lot of business. He talks on the phone while during the freak off, he's talking about business and all these things. So Jonathan Adi more and more is seeing more believable as the days go on.
Oh, for sure.
The next part we got to figure out is what happened with Rick Ross and the allegedly Khaled.
These same
stories. I love my people. I gotta run. I love.
All right, Oota. Thank you so much, man.
But that's gonna be crazy. The Jonathan Adi. I can't.
Look,
bro.
That's what I'm waiting for.
I gotta get y'all live outside.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna make sure I get some of that on this channel live for y'all, bro.
We're gonna be in the court, man. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be here.
I'm gonna try to see what's going on. I'm gonna see what the court looking like tomorrow. If it's looking like the Sons of them in there, I'll go live on Conscious channel. I tell them set up a live, and I jump on the live with them, and we figure it out tomorrow. So everybody, make sure y'all subscribe to CTV, turn the notification bells on, subscribe to OotaOnGo, turn the notification bells on, and make sure y'all notified. You heard?
All day. Thank you so much, Oota. You be safe, man. I'll see you tomorrow.
Salute to y'all. I love y'all all. You heard?
We love you too. That was Oota, you guys. All information to Oota is in the description box below. Cash App, all that good jazz, man. That's what I'm waiting on, you guys, is Mr. Jonathan, because ain't no way in hell I don't believe that man will lie about no damn herps, Men don't tend to men don't tend to master, you know, in saying shit like that. You know, Diddy ain't give this man no money for no reason, and the wife corroborated the settlement. And we know that Cassie she admitted nobody was getting tested. The male escort admitted that hell, he was concerned about hell, you know, like what the situation was, because he busting off in Cassie, and you know, he brought his test results, but ain't nobody else offered none to him, which was very telling too, because why would you not want to show the people you having sex with, why would you not want to show them no test results? Okay? I wish they would have asked Cassie as, I mean, I don't know whether it was really relevant. Maybe that's why they didn't. But I was curious if they want to ask Cassie about the whole herpes thing, since Jonathan going to be brought into the whole mix. And Jonathan is an open book. So I'm curious to know what they going to all get into when it comes to Jonathan. Because Jonathan going to take the stand, baby. He going to cook. He going to cook down motherfucking boots. Okay? Damn. I forgot it was something. What the hell was me? And okay, so Oota was talking about a Carrie, you guys. A Carrie talked about them hiding out in a ditch. Diddy chasing them on golf court. In golf carts, they were playing damn Crash Bandicoot and shit. In golf carts, Diddy was a maniac. Diddy was out of his goddamn mind. And I want to also say this. I know a lot of people are like feeling like, damn, the feds going harder on Diddy than they did on damn Epstein. Let me tell you why. The Epstein wasn't going to get the same work that Diddy got. Diddy, as far as I'm concerned, is a day player compared to Jeffrey Epstein. See, it's a lot of shit we still don't know about Jeffrey Epstein and the shenanigans and the boule and the elite he was connected to, simply because, in my opinion, Epstein was connected to more powerful people. I think he had more dirt on people considered to be more powerful, while Diddy's alignments and shenanigans were probably limited directly to his peers. But Epstein was up there with the motherfucking presidents and the first ladies. I mean, this nigga was up there with the royalty of royalties. Like, he was in that thing. And it appears to me that Mr. Epstein was deep off in that shit, which is why his ass had to be off, and they had to do this fake ass. He, you know, took his life, and, you know, we still haven't gotten the list and all of this shit. It's because it was some real blood, some real powerful people who, rolling back the Epstein files, rolling back the layers and the curtains to Epstein, would have really blew shit off the top part of the pyramid, baby. Okay? Diddy is a lesser player on that demonic hierarchy scale. He's like the first level of demon that you get to in the first layer, in the first chamber of hell. You know, hell got hierarchy. Demons got hierarchies. Okay? Diddy ain't where Epstein was and all of his freak shit. So they can sacrifice Diddy. They can run down on Diddy. Hell, they probably even give a damn if Diddy lives throughout this whole thing, because they know how far Diddy got with his bullshit. But that Epstein nigga, yeah, I believe he was in the thick of it. Okay? Let me see here. Let me go to NBC News. And baby, then I found the damn goodie bag of Diddy. My God, today, how embarrassing. Court is adjourned. Let me go ahead and pull this back up. We can complete our notes for the day, because we left off on lunch. Dawn done embarrassed her goddamn self on the goddamn stand. A fucking mess. What a disgrace and a disappointment. Carrie done got her ass up there to recount her trauma. Okay, matter of fact, we're gonna. Okay. Let's get into this. Just a moment she returned to the stand, because this is where we left off at. All right, Cassie Ventura was jealous of Kim Porter, Combs' ex-girlfriend and mother to 3 of his children, according to Carrie Morgan. Defense lawyer Mark asked Morgan if Cassie was ever jealous of Porter, who died in 2018. Quote, I'm sure, Morgan said, yes, she was jealous because she could never go to the New York Eve's parties. Of course, Cassie has already admitted this on the stand herself. Porter was the mother to Combs' children, Christian and twin daughters, Jessie and Lila. While Cassie Ventura may have been jealous of Kim Porter, her former friend says that Combs was also jealous of Cassie's time with actor Michael B. Jordan. Ventura told the court last week that she and Combs had broken up while she was in South Africa for a few weeks filming a movie, and during that time he suspected she was having an affair with Jordan. Carrie Morgan said much of the same under cross-examination today. Quote, what I remember was that she was speaking to Michael B. Jordan and they hung out together, Morgan said, and he was jealous of it. Okay, she was still having sex with that man even while she was with her now husband, honey. Like, her and her husband was FaceTiming while, Diddy was blowing that thing out, honey. She was still going to freak offs while she was dating, Kid Cudi? Carrie said that she hasn't spoken to Cassie Ventura in several years after Ventura allegedly felt to take her friend's side after an alleged altercation with Combs. The witness recalled an incident when the 3 of them were at Ventura's apartment in 2018, when Morgan claims that Combs grabbed her by the neck and hit her with a wooden hanger. Quote, the reason I stopped speaking to her was because she was not supportive of me after that incident. I draw my line at physical abuse, Morgan said under cross-examination. Even though Ventura eventually left Combs, married personal trainer Alex Stein, and is about to have their 3rd child together, Morgan said their relationship remains broken. The witness said she received $30,000 to keep quiet. Quote, she said it was through him. The money wasn't coming from her. She was to go in between, Morgan said. Quote, I did not demand money from anyone. She offered money to close the case on it so I don't sue anybody or say anything public about it, Morgan said. All I got was $30,000. Carrie Morgan's time on the witness stand ended after a quick redirect from the prosecution, who just asked her to reiterate what she saw during Combs' assault of Cassie in Jamaica. The government then called David James, a personal assistant who worked for Combs between 2007 and 2009, to the stand. James told the court he was testifying because he was subpoenaed twice. David James broke down in tears, describing the Bad Boy staff's undying loyalty to the music mogul, who viewed him as a king, the witness said. James recalled meeting with staffers during the interview process in 2007, and one female executive left a lasting memory. And overcome, James grabbed tissues and testified. The executive pointed to a picture of Combs on the wall and said, quote, this is Mr. Combs' kingdom, and we are all here to serve in it. James testified that Combs was surrounded by security staff who all carried legal weapons. He said the head of security, Uncle Paulie, carried a switchblade. When asked what security told him about the job, James replied, quote, to stay in my lane. I understand it, do what I was hired to do, and only that job. David James recalled the first time he interacted with Cassie Ventura when he was Combs' personal assistant. It was in Miami when Combs rented a yacht to try to impress her, James said. When he and Ventura were smoking cigarettes, Ventura told him, quote, this place is crazy. When James asked why she didn't leave if she thought it was so crazy, Ventura told him she can't. Quote, he controls my career, pays my allowance, and pays my rent, she said, according to James' testimony. He broke down in tears on the stand again as he described his second interaction with Ventura. When they discussed the track list she picked out, and she was super happy. James also testified that he heard Combs talk about Ventura to a friend during a car trip in LA, describing her both as his queen and as being very moldable. My God, today. Court has adjourned for the day with David James set to return tomorrow for at least another hour of questioning from said prosecution. Wow. So, yeah, man, it seems like everybody in the damn camp witnessed abuse. I believe, hell, was it not also Don's lawsuit where she alleged that she also witnessed some type of abuse happened between Kim Porter and Diddy as well. I believe she recounted a event where Kim came out of some rooms, a studio maybe. Kim came out crying. She was maybe holding her face or something of that sort. I think that was Don's lawsuit, or was it Sarah? It might have. It's either Sarah's lawsuit from making the band or Don's lawsuit from Danity Kane. But one of them had alleged to have witnessed what appeared to be the aftermath of a domestic violence situation between Kim Porter and Diddy. All right, so David James is set to return tomorrow, man. This is absolutely nuts. A RICO for one is a real thing. So not all RICOs involve an entire enterprise and an entire cabal of individuals going down in a blaze of glory. I also want to show you guys the crazy shit that was going on outside of the courthouse, because apparently Don Rashard was kind of heckled outside the damn courthouse when someone asked her how big was Diddy's dick. Hold on, I don't know what the fuck is my Wi-Fi? Can you guys hear me? Give me a one in the chat if you guys can hear me, because my computer is acting like a total freakazoid. If you guys can hear me, give me a one in the chat. Okay, you can. Okay, it must be this Instagram page. I wanted to show you guys this, but Instagram acting like a whole donut. Let me see here. My God, this is a mess, man. This is a mess. It's so much going on, girl. We got more DDG drama to get into. Okay, here it is. Check this shit out.
Yeah, how big is Diddy's dick?
That's whoa.
Can I get the
Come on now, man. Monetization.
And you can hear Oota. Can y'all hear our Oota? Oota in the background. Oota did not tell us this moment had transpired. We can hear his ass in the background. My God.
Going too far. Yeah, man.
I want to get my ass beat for 10 million. I want to get my ass beat for 10 million.
Wow, the woman is saying, I want to get my ass beat for 10 million. Who the fuck is this ghetto ass food stamp selling, my mama raising my baby ass bitch out here being a damn Timu Gail Weathers, getting straight in her Wendy Williams bag, ain't got nair shame, girl, under raw New York sunlight, heckling this damn woman after she just got up there and talked about all her damn trauma. My God, today.
You're gonna freedom of speech? You have freedom of speech?
Have a good day, John. Have a good day.
Yeah, how big is Diddy's dick?
That's whoa. Come on now, man. Monetization. Going too far. Yeah, man.
Wow.
You're gonna freedom of speech? You have freedom of speech?
Have a good day, John. Have a good day.
Baby, I would have gave that lady, but you know what? Baby. Don ain't mad enough, bitch. Wow.
Yeah, how big is Diddy's dick?
That's whoa.
Wow, I'm gagged.
Come on now, man. Monetization. Going too far. Yeah, man.
Wow.
I want to get my ass.
Have a good day.
Yeah, how big is Diddy's dick?
Jesus Christ, my God, today. Wow. Let's hear any more updates. Okay, prosecutors reveal images of the ex-workers. Okay, yo, guys. So remember, they showed Cassie a high school yearbook of all of the men she chose off Backpage. Okay. Okay, so that's Jonathan back in his heyday. All right. Okay, okay, Ash. Is Ash still in service? Okay, Brian, I. Okay, Mr. Identified here. Okay, yeah, everything to the right of the screen, baby. Okay, I ain't mad at it, baby. Mm-hmm. Okay, see, it get a little challenging on the second page, baby. Cassie must have been high right here when she had to, when these were her selections, baby, or are these sped up images, baby? Maybe the second row of whores was a lot better in their heyday, baby. I don't think there's nothing on the second page I'd touch at all. I don't even know why some of these men were even arrogant enough to believe that somebody should be paying them. They look like they the damn lucky ones. Hell. Okay, see the first page, baby. Okay, you know everything to the right of the screen. Okay. Money talks to the right side of the screen, girl. Just like the page of men who were lucky. Lucky that anybody was willing. For sure. Oh, okay. You know, it just kind of gets worse, I see. This must have been when the drugs just start setting in real bad, child. And Cassie didn't know. She couldn't even see straight no more, baby. She was just picking any goddamn thing off a bad page, child. Okay. He looked like he probably was a looker back in the day. I can understand. Wow. Jesus. I wonder how these men feel just having all their business just put on Front Street now that this damn criminal trial is going on, girl. This is a mess. Okay, let's see if there's been any other updates. Oh, Megan Thee Stallion. I see we're going to have some updates, honey. We got to come back and get into some things. Let me see here. Let me scroll on through. See if there's any other updates. Okay, all right, it'll be good. All right, y'all. So that was today's event, Shy. This is a mess. There's a lot going on, girl. We'll be back tomorrow getting into the shenanigans, but we might be back tonight to get into more shenanigans, girl. It's a lot going on with Tory Lanez, baby. People are really begging for this man to be free, girl. You got Trump damn supporters and Republicans stepping out, trying to put pressure on the governor, on Gavin Newsom, to release this motherfucking criminal, girl. They're trying to do everything to make black people burn this shit down, bitch. Okay, it's clear that they itching for a civil war, baby. Is we gonna give them what they looking for, baby? Okay, because we know that they ain't gonna play fair once we get the knucking and bucking on their motherfucking ass, baby. Okay, they don't want to bring out the Tommy guns and the choppers, and they want to bring out FEMA and want to bring out the nuclear bombs and shit, baby. Okay, doing every goddamn thing, baby, to gaslight and trigger up our black asses. I'm glad right now we still sitting on our hands and letting white folk deal with white folk on all these American issues. You guys thumbs up the video. If you guys enjoyed yourself, definitely show some love to the old Dancing Piece of Cash app, baby, $sign Consciouztv, and or PayPal.me. Daily and consistent content. Oh, yes. God working for the white man every night and day. Big wheels keep on motherfucking turning. All of OotaOnGo's links to his Cash app and his Instagram and YouTube are in the description box below, baby. And when you ain't getting the 411 over here on the trial, you definitely getting it over on OotaOnGo. I appreciate you guys. Keep your notifications locked and loaded. We may be back in about 30 minutes, baby, so we can get into the rest of this stuff, baby. And I can have a fresh start tomorrow, because the longer I wait to report on shit, the more shit just going to accumulate and accumulate to the point that I ain't going to be reporting on a damn thing. So we'll probably be back tonight. I love you guys a long time, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.